I'm going to show you how to do a balance transfer, but not using the typical balance transfer method, which has a fee. I'm going to show you a hack to move it where you pay $0. Not only that, but I'm also going to show you a way, if you watch to the end, that you will actually transfer the balance over to a new 0% rate card, and the balance will be less than what you're transferring. You're going to save money. Believe it or not, I have a method in a scenario that shows you exactly that. Thank you for watching. I believe that true freedom is financial freedom. So on my channel, I have many videos about how to get out of debt, credit card debt, personal loans, car loans, whatever it may be. Then when it comes to income, how to generate passive income, because you want to be able to get rid of debt, create wealth, and I have a show every week showing you how to also preserve that wealth. So smash that like button. I really appreciate it, and leave comments if you like it, if you don't like it, particularly if you appreciate the video and it's helpful to you. Just say thank you or something. It really helps me out. I know that people are watching and they care about it. So first, before we start, let me say that I created a video about 6 months ago on this balance transfer hack, how to get your balance transferred without paying the fee. And some individuals in the comments rightly pointed out that I didn't factor in the interest that was accruing as you were performing this method. So it didn't come out to a true apples to apples comparison by the end. So sometimes I try to show you a method so that you can understand the method and think a little differently, but I don't go into all of the details. And I think in this case, I should have gone into all the details. So I'm going to do that now. And I'm going to show you a credit card that you could actually go get and implement this method. Now wait to the end, because you may not believe this, but I'm going to show you 2 scenarios. And in one scenario, you're going to avoid the majority of the transfer fee. And in the second scenario, you're not only going to avoid the entire transfer fee, you're actually going to make a little money and owe less than your balance. Hard to believe, but it's true. So wait to the end, because I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. So here we go. This represents your current or old credit card, 24% interest rate. That's pretty typical now. That's the average. We're just going to say, easy round numbers, you have a $10,000 balance. You went out and you got a new credit card because they have a 0% balance transfer rate. Now, typically credit cards will talk about 2 rates. Their balance transfer rate, and then they'll talk about new purchase rates. And that's what we're going to use to avoid this fee. Typically, you would move this $10,000 over. And on this card, I'm going to show you what happens with a Wells Fargo card. They charge a 5% fee. So they'll say, okay, we can move the $10,000 over. No problem. But there's a fee one time to do it. It's 5%. 5% would be $500. So you now owe $10,500. Why would you do this? Well, on this particular card I'm talking about, they have 0% when you transfer the balance for 21 months. So you can make payments for 21 months and all of the money goes to principal. I have other videos you can just go to my channel and watch showing how quickly you can pay down credit cards when it all goes to principal. It's incredibly fast, way faster than when you've got your typical 24% payments. Okay, so there you have it. It's $10,500 now. It's gone up by 5%. What I'm going to show you is how we get rid of this fee using a hack. So first, we showed the method of just moving the normal balance transfer and paying that extra fee. So here's how you can move it over and avoid the transfer fee. But there will be interest, and I'm going to show you the bonus. So this represents your credit card, the new credit card that you've gotten. And instead of getting one that says 0% on balance transfers, you're going to get one that says 0% on new purchases. They do exist. I'll have a link below to a Wells Fargo one, which happens to have 0% for balance transfers, and it also has 0% for new purchases. Some of these go as high as 21 months, some are 15 months, some are 18 months, but they do have it. What does that mean? That means that if you go out right now, use this card, and buy $100 worth of gas, you're going to not have to pay interest on that for the term. They'll say it lasts for 15 months or 18, and it's from the date of opening the card, not from the date you made the charge. So if it's a 15-month card, and you charge something on month 3, 15 minus 3 is 12, you'll have 0% for 12 months on that charge. I digress. So here we are, we've got our 0% new purchases card. And this represents our credit card currently of 24%. And here is our bank account. Okay, so why am I showing you this? We're going to split it up. And for the moment, just look at the black ink. Here's the idea. Let's say that you spend on gas, groceries, whatever it is. Your monthly spend is around $3,000 and you use your debit card and it comes right out of your bank account. You have your credit card and we started, remember, with the $10,000 balance. We want to move it to the 0% card, but we don't want the transfer fee. So we've got a new purchases. Okay, so here's what we do. We take our $3,000 from our bank account, and instead of going out and purchasing those items, we just make a payment to this credit card. So month one, we are going to move $3,000 to this credit card. So $10,000 is our balance, we move $3,000. At the end of month one, we will owe $7,000. Simple, 10 minus 3. Okay, now you think, well, great, I just took $3,000 I needed for gas, groceries, and other things, and I just paid down this credit card. Well, what do? Now you use your new card, because new purchases have 0%, and you use this credit card instead of your bank card to go purchase those $3,000 of gas, groceries, etc. $3,000 at the end of month one, you will have spent $3,000 on this card. So what do we see here? Well, what we've got now is, you'll see this works out. This is month one, this is month one. The credit card with 24% is now down to $7,000. The credit card at 0% is now up to 3. 3 plus 7 is the total 10,000 balance. What have you done here? You've done nothing other than you've bought the same things you always buy, you do the same things you've always done, you've just moved part of your balance over here. 3,000's here, 7,000's there. Now follow me, this is real simple. We're going to do it again, the end of month two. So you will have made a payment for $3,000 onto this card. So 7 minus 3 is 4. And then you use this credit card for another $3,000. And at the end of month two, you're at 6,000. All right, let's just make sure it balances. 6,000 plus 4,000 is 10. All right, same thing. You add another 3, you're at 9. But you only need to move 10, so you add another 1. You only charge 1,000 in this month here. So there's the end of your third, and there's the end of your fourth. Okay, and this is the end of your third. You made a payment of 3,000. It went down to 1, and then you only have to make a payment of 1. So the end of month 4. So what do we have at the end of month 4? Well, by using this method, we now have $10,000 on the 0% card. 10,000, 0%, 24%, $0. There, we've moved it. We didn't pay a balance transfer fee. It did take 4 months. Okay. What I didn't go through in the other video is that there will be interest. So, the interest is on your average monthly balance. So for example, what I have here in blue is that on the first month you started at 10,000, and I'm just going to assume that it wasn't day one you sent $3,000. Let's just say that you get paid every 2 weeks and you move the money when you can. So yes, the balance went from 10 to 7, but let's just say that your average balance was 8,500. Then the next month you had 7,000 is when you started the month. You ended the month at 4. The average would be about 5,500. The next month the average would be 2,500, and the next month the average would be 300. Okay. 24% on these balances. You'll pay $170 in interest on this month, $110, $50, and $6. I already put this into a calculator, and it came out to $336 in interest. Now this number will change greatly depending upon this number, right? So the higher this is, the more you're going to pay. 24% obviously is a high rate. You might have 20%. If that's the case, then this interest will be even less. All right. Well, what does that mean? Well, we were trying to avoid the $500 fee, and we did it, but we had to pay $336 in interest. Don't worry, it's going to get good in a second. So you're saying, okay, well, I saved $164. Correct. Now, the other number that can change, and I always like to point this out because I want you to watch my video, just watch it. Let it sink in so you understand the method. Then go back, pause it, and put in your numbers because this will change. And then the interest will change. And let's say you didn't do $3,000 a month. Let's say you only spent, your spend was $2,000 a month. Well, what does that mean? Well, in this case, we paid it off in 4 months, or we moved it in 4 months. If you only spend $2,000, then you would pay your $10,000 down $2,000 a month, and it would take you 5 months. I did the interest at 24%, and in this scenario, you would pay $500 in interest. Well, we're trying to avoid a $500 fee, and we paid $500 in interest. So in that case, depending upon the numbers, it would be a wash, not worth doing. However, it is. Let me show you why. So this is my favorite part. Here's the end, and we're going to factor in everything. Follow me here. First thing you're thinking is, Brian, you have amazing handwriting. You're right. So I've got 3 columns here. All right. We've got the first column was where you were spending $3,000 a month, which meant you could transfer to the 0% APR card $3,000 a month. The second one, you were transferring $2,000 because your spend was about $2,000 a month. So that these 2 columns, right, is what was your spend per month. And then this is the balance transfer column, because we're trying to compare it to what if we just did a balance transfer. Okay. So in this example, in total, we showed that you were going to pay, because you had a balance for the first couple months until you moved all the money, you would have accrued $336 in interest. Now again, that was 24%. And if yours is less, then this amount will be less and you'll save more. This one's also 24%. If you could only pay down $2,000 a month, I shouldn't say only, if you were moving $2,000 a month, you would end up paying $500 in interest. Okay. Under the balance transfer method, you're just transferring the whole balance, so there's no interest. So there we go. Then we have a transfer fee. Well, when you're doing this method, this hack, there's no transfer fee. So that's $0 here. Again, $0 for the hack, and $500 for the balance transfer, because this particular card, as some, is 5%. Some are different, but talk about this particular Wells Fargo card so we can do apples to apples. Then, here's the kicker. With this card, like others, you can get cash back. This Wells card gives you 2% cash back. Okay. But on the hack, we used our credit card for $3,000 a month up to a total of $10,000. That's how we move the balance. Since we used the card to purchase new things, that's the hack, then those new purchases get 2% back. So that's 10,000 times 2% is $200. We're going to get $200 cash back. Same thing with this hack. It doesn't matter that it took us 5 months instead of 4. We spent $10,000 on it because that's what we moved. We get $200. Under a balance transfer, when you transfer your $10,000, you don't get any cash back. That's a transfer of a balance. It's not a new purchase. These were new purchases. This is not. 0. You don't get any cash back for that. Okay? Then they happen to have on this card, again, there's a link in the description, but they happen to have a $200 bonus. If you spend a certain amount of money in a certain amount of months, by doing $10,000 in this short period of time, you would qualify for this bonus. You would get $200 bonus because you spent the amount of money they request during a specific amount of time. $200 bonus on this one, $200 bonus on this one, no bonus because you didn't spend any money, you just transferred it. Okay, great. What does all this come out to? Let's add it up. This is interesting. Under the balance transfer, you would owe $10,500. That was pretty obvious. Using the hack method, where you could move $2,000 a month onto that new card, you would end up owing $10,100 because you paid $500 in interest, but they gave you $200 cash back, and they gave you $200 bonus, so it ends up just being a net of $100. $10,100 is less than $10,500. So in this case, you were able to move the balance to a 0% card, and it cost you $100. The balance transfer would have cost you $500, so you saved $400. This one's fascinating. We wanted to move it over and avoid the $500 fee. We did more than that. We actually lowered your total balance. In this case, you paid $336 in interest, $200 cash back, $200 in bonus. So you paid $336, but they gave you $400. $400 is more than $336. So you don't owe $10,000. you owe $9,936, which is obviously better than the balance transfer of $10,005. You not only transferred the money to a new card, but because of these bonuses this particular card gives you, your balance is actually less. Most people will balance transfer, they'll get a fee, it'll be more. Use this hack, use this card, and obviously it depends on the numbers, your interest rate, and how much you can move per month. Those are the two variables. What's the interest rate on your credit card, and how much you're able to move per month. That's what affects the savings. But in this exact scenario, your balance would be less than the $10,000 you were aiming to move. Please smash that like button if this has been helpful to you. I really want to help people get rid of their debt, particularly 24% interest rates. It's absurd, and this is stuff that they just don't teach in school, and I'm sure banks don't want it taught, credit card companies don't want it taught, but I would like as many people as possible to get out of debt and create wealth for their own family. And also, if you found it useful, if you would, just type a thank you or great job or appreciate the video in the comments. It actually helps the video push out to more people. So thank you for watching. Have a great day. And as usual, I hope you get out of debt and you grow your wealth for your future and your family's future.